Welcome to Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Romo Athletics and powered by the Rolla Athletic Booster Club. I'm your host, Tom Brown, and once again, we got Bulldog coach Derick Heflin with us.
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Wow. So, what was going on there today? I came in, I smelled some good stuff.
And then we had Buffalo Wild Wings tonight,
Oh.
and it was good. Mom's did an awesome job. It's uh, Mandy Crouch has been doing this since way before I've done this, and she is awesome. And a million thank yous to her and all that she's done for Rolla football. But she makes sure everybody in town organizes it all, and then make sure these boys leave really fed, and me too. So it's good, and we really appreciate her. And Buffalo Wild Wings was awesome. Sonic with the water, and it was a good night to be a Bulldog.
Oh man, I tell you, yeah. There's been a Crouch on the team for a long time now. I think Noah graduated in he might have graduated in 17, like we're talking about, or 18.
Yeah.
And then you had Ethan after him,
and then Nash the senior.
Wow.
She's fed a lot of boys, done a lot of things
Yes.
for Rolla football, and they're great people and a great family. So it's going to be a sad day when Nash finally hangs them up and we lose her, because it's going to be a big loss.
Well, I was trying to talk her into the last time about signing up again for next year, and then we're going to try to take her into some basketball stuff as well. So,
There you go.
yeah, we'll keep Mandy around, and you know Mandy's a saint because she's married to Big Daddy Crouch, Big Daddy Ray Crouch. You like to call him. Big Daddy will give you a shout out tomorrow night. So, man, Friday night, senior night,
Yep.
and what a big win. We talked about that. Parkview's coming in. They had some power, they had some athleticism. We knew that, but man, it just a beat down, 48-18, and I had some stuff, so I wasn't able to be here, but we're kind of catching on the radios. We're going through the activities that night, and starts off rough with that high snap and sets them up for like a 1 yard or 2 yard touchdown right off the bat. So we're down right off the bat.
Yeah, no, we came out, we had a nice run on first down and then missed a block on second down and then just overthrew CP on third down. And it was the first time we had punted in the first quarter since maybe North County. I mean, we had been on a roll, and Carter hadn't had to punt in a long time, and it was something where we just shot it over his head, and he just did what he had to and fell on the ball, and then we set them like they were on the 1 or the 2, and they score, but then we come right back and answer, and then
They did just answer. It's 6 touchdowns, 6 unanswered touchdowns after that. Right?
Yeah. And then we got rolling, and it was kind of CP has the first touchdown, and then they come back and answer with a big drive, and Mason starts his night of all-purpose yards and goes 91 yards, and the best part about that, he made a great play, drove on a slant, picks it off, and then the coolest part was Caden Reedy getting out in front. In the block, Reedy threw about the 35-40, so Mason could go on their running back. I mean, it was one of those things on film. The end zone copy is the best view. You just see the kid's feet go where his head was. And it was one of those things where we're hustling. It is a team effort. Mason made a big play, but he scores a touchdown because of the 10 other guys on the field. And, after that, it really just kind of took the life out of them. We got a 4th down stop, go down, score. And then I think we scored once more before half, or missed the field goal right before half, and then they kick off, and Mason adds another all-purpose yards and runs it all the way back to 1. So, then it just rolled from there, and the guys got things going, and, we came out, it really didn't come out sluggish. We just weren't quite where we needed to be that first drive on offense, and after that, the defense and the offense settled in, and we played a great game, and it was a good night when you get the JV in at the end of the game and make sure all the seniors play on senior night. It's always a good time, and hopefully we keep that momentum and all that stuff rolling.
Well, yeah, it's great. The team's gelling together when you have on those events like that, when you get the interception and the team just doesn't stop or celebrate or just watch it happen. Yeah. Hey, go Mason! And Mason's been having a heck of a year. So it would have been easy. Just run, Mason. Go ahead and have it. But they went down there and they did their part to help their teammate out, to help the team, and do that. That's just, that's a sign of a team that's really come together.
No, and they have, and this last 4-game stretch where we've been on this winning streak, they've come together, they've played together, and it's the same kids. Because I've got a lot. They make a comment today about all the gray hair they're giving me, but it's been fun, and it's a good group of kids. That they've put it together, and even the JV and the freshmen have had a good year. Our freshmen finished 6-2, and I think the JV finished 3-2, and then we played some 9-10 games in there. I think we were undefeated in 9-10 games. So the all levels have had a good year, and the biggest thing was getting to 6-3, and we talked about it last week. last year we finished 3-6 and went into the playoffs. To flip the record to be 6-3, and if a couple things go different a little here and there, you could easily make an argument we could be 8-1 going into these playoffs, and that had been a big deal. But these kids have put the time, they put the effort in. On Friday nights when the ball gets kicked off at 7 o'clock, they come out play with great effort and compete, and that's all you really can ask from them.
And I was talking to JP Maxwell, who's host of Season Ticket on ESPN 104.9, and when we went back and looking back at the schedule, I just went on the limb and Festus is ranked still, right?
Yeah. They're 7-2 and lost to DeSmet and Jackson. They've not lost to slouches.
Yeah. So that, again, those are probably Class 6 schools.
Yes. Yeah.
And but I said if we played them today, we beat them.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Yeah.
I am absolutely confident if we play them today, that's another win we're going to have. And that just says a lot again about the growth of the team and how they've come together.
Yeah.
So the one thing that threw me off is when I was going back and looking at the stats is, so again, we blew them out 48-18, but they outgained us in total yardage.
Yeah.
And now part of it, you got the pick six and we got a short field with the kickoff return.
Yeah.
And was it just defense bend but not break?
It was bend but not break. And like we talked about last week, their tailback was a good kid and their offensive line was massive. And we're not the biggest, and we same thing we talk all the time. We're not the biggest up front, but we had a good game plan of, hey, we're going to take away their stud receiver, and I don't know if he had a catch, and if he did, it was not for much.
No.
So we eliminated the big plays and made them drive the field, and they, until the end of the game, really couldn't do that. And that was a credit to our defense and the way they played, and tackled, kept everything in front, and then when we condensed the field, we got big stops. The pick six and the fourth down stop after that were both huge plays. And I think the fourth down stop, we only had to go 48 yards to score after that. So there was a lot of short fields,
nice.
and the Mason was 91-yard interception. There's that, and then you lose the 20-something yards on the punt, and then I think we lost a couple yards with the JV. So you look at the stats, it's a little okay, but I think we definitely score. We outgained them, outplayed them. So it is what it is.
Big quarterbacks like that have the board step up and make it happen. That's what you want to see as a coach. So that's great. CP, he had all 4 receptions.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I saw it in the paper, and I thought, okay. And he had a big drive in that. The driver that went out and score or missed the field goal right before the half. I think we got the ball back with 1:14. We were out of the timeouts and marched the field and get down close enough. And Carter missed it by inches, and he had plenty of distance. It was a little right, but it was a really good, well executed 2-minute drive. And we dropped a few balls there where it wasn't just us attacking CP, and then the Cam Brown route. They blitzed us off the edge, so we weren't able to get him his one catch for 26 yards. That's kind of been our running joke. Cam, every time Dave Roberts gives me a stat, you have 1 or 2 catches for like 26 yards. It's like 26 average every time, and it's usually either for a touchdown or he gets tackled down inside that O-line. I guess they scouted that route and got it and finally stopped him. But CP's a weapon, and I think he had 4 catches and then he had a couple more runs. And that's the thing is we've been able to kind of maximize him and get him involved in the run game and get him get him touches where I know he loves us just saying, hey, go run the fade and we'll throw you a 50-50 ball. And he's really, really good at that. But us just being able to throw him the ball or toss him the ball on a screen or a toss, he's electric in space. And and that's been a big part of the success in the last couple of weeks is just manufacturing touches for him. He is a special athlete.
He is. And then Hayden Emery got another big night again, 69 yards, good balanced rushing attack. 20 carries, 69 yards. Bellegarde with 51 yards. Jack Roswitz 34. Terrell comes in, gets 10 yards on 2 carries. So really nice. Easton 61 yards again. Just doing a nice job knowing when to pull it and run. He's a big kid, but dude, he's fast.
Yeah, no, it is. And he broke a couple. He broke a big run in the second half, and we were kind of setting this stuff up, and we were talking about things we wanted to work on, and then Easton takes one like 50 yards, and then Bellegarde just scores on the next play. It's like, okay, well, so much for that plan. But they're doing a really good job, and all the credit when you look at the run game and how well it's spread out, it goes to those guys up front. They've really come together and played a lot better as the season's gone, and each week they've gotten better. And those big 5 up front are playing really well right now.
Yeah, speaking of some of the big guys and the big dogs, don't have the graphic up there today, but we got once again Mason De La Garza is on there, and once again we got Jack Morozowitz, and I mean a big thing. Mason with 10 carries, 51 yards, had a touchdown, and he had a tackle, had an interception for a TD, and a pick six, 91-yard pick six. And then a kick return, 80 yards against
Down at the, I mean, inch line. That'd have been the cool thing. Score 3 touchdowns 3 different ways. But he's had a big game and he's really come on strong. And defensively he's really good. But we're using him so much on offense. We've kind of platooned him with Jagger. Jagger's done a good job of first and second half, go out there and get us in the situation where it's 3rd and long, and Mason comes in and gets us some reps there. And they've done a good job with that and been good teammates and played good roles there. And it was a big play, and it completely, I think, changed the momentum of the game. And then you turn around and Jack does a great job blocking for Mason. I thought the 3 carries for 34 yards puts him at 10.5 or 10.4 carry, and then 16 tackles from your free safety is a big night for anybody.
Yeah, and he's had, I mean, again, I don't know what Jack's tackle numbers are right now, but between.
I think he's around 85, 88. He's getting in there into the 90s where, if he, with the way Camden plays and them throwing the ball, he might have a big week this week where, Trutt's already at over 100. We could finish 10 games and have 2 guys over 100 tackles, and Reedy's right in there in the high 70s, low 80s too. So that's kind of the structure of the defense. Our Mike linebacker should have the most. Our Will and our free safety should really have. If those 3 guys are having big nights, our defense is playing well, and those 3 guys have played really, really well all night or all year, not just Friday night. And I think that's been a big key to the success we've had defensively this year, kind of transitioning into year 2.
That's like you said. Everybody else on the team is doing their job, playing the roles, playing the gaps, playing contain, doing the job they need to do. It's those other guys, they're the ones cleaning up.
And that's the big, watching us defensively, that's the biggest thing I've been happy with this year is we're playing roles and we're doing things, and it's a we mindset of I have a job, I have to do my job, and it might not always be I make the tackle. It might be I have to take a block on, or I've got to set an edge, or I've got to do whatever, and get the ball to those 3 guys, and those 3 guys are finishing and making plays, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of for sure.
Great. So big dogs of the week, Mason De La Garza, Jack Morozowitz. Thank you, Brian Clark. Appreciate you sponsoring that. So it was senior night, so that's always special. We got senior night win like we talked about. Now the great part is by getting that win, it isn't the last home game.
Yes.
That'll be tomorrow night. But after the game, man, what was the atmosphere like on the field and then in the locker room, especially with the seniors?
It's always cool to get a win, and it's always fun after a win. The tradition we started was after a win, we go back to the old days of Coach Miles and the hoorah, and Drew leads them, and it's such a cool feeling to hear that and see that, and they get excited and they know, hey, after a win, that's what we're going to do, and I think Drew might get more excited than anybody, and it's awesome. And there's a lot of to me, I almost go back to being a little kid of going to football camp, and you hear that, and it was always something special, and it's fun, and to send those guys out with a win was a big deal, and to make sure you get over 500 and get another playoff football game. There was a lot of excitement, and just to see them all out there with their parents and everybody out there. It's a big deal for senior night because it could be your last home football game, but it's even better when you win it.
Definitely. So we got Camden Lakers coming to town, which again, so it's great that we get to host a game, and like we were talking about, that was the 2017 year, 2017-18 year when last time we were able to host a district game, I believe, right?
I think 21 they hosted Branson, but it's been a minute since.
Yeah, the Branson. That's right, because I played the Yo-Ho, a Pirate Wheel. That's right. We did have that. Forgot about that.
But it's cool, and it's been a while, and it's exciting for these guys, and it's something is when the district came out, our seniors, hey, we want to play Campton, and getting that opportunity, it was a good thing for them. We should be a little bit further down the road, but here we are. We're the 4 seed, they're the 5 seed, so it's a big deal for them to have to come down here instead of us having to go up to Purple Haze and to Bob Shore Stadium. And that atmosphere and how things seem to always go there, and so there always seems to be a little bit extra favor in their way. But no, that they're a great football program.
Great program.
And I think about 3/4 of the coaching staff I played with in college, so I've gotten to know those guys really well. And they're just going to be a hard-nosed, tough football team, and they're going to compete and get after it for 48 minutes. And that's what we have to do. And for the most part, that's what we've done all year. And that's kind of the mindset we're trying to get to. Is it's going to be 48 minutes, and we got to buckle our chin strap and go play football and fight and scratch for every inch and play the whole time.
So, so Bob Shore no longer coaching. Jeff Shore also retired, I guess, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. And so now it's Par Pitts.
Par Pitts, yes.
Par Pitts. So,
yeah.
so Par played on that Lakers squad too. He was younger than Jeff. So that's the age. Those are the guys I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Was that group. So I'm very familiar with them coming up through. And yeah. So again, it's just, but it's, it's a quality program. They believe in winning. They have the confidence in winning. There is no question in their mind that they're going to come here and beat us because that's what they think they do. However, I think our boys have a different mindset.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm really excited about what we can see from them.
Yeah, no, and then we've had a good week of practice, and you can see, it goes back to that old Ozark Conference rivalry, and these kids have grown up playing each other. That you play when we were in the Ozark Conference, you played 7th grade, you played 8th grade, you played 9th grade, you played JV, you played varsity. It's something where you grow up and you understand it, and it goes back to I played Camden in high school, and my dad got stories of playing Camden in the 70s. So Raleigh, Camden, it's a familiar face in a year where there ain't been a whole lot of familiar, So it's something, where our guys know what's going on and are confident and ready for what's going to happen. The spread, empty, up tempo, all that stuff. There's not a whole lot of things where you got, oh, no, coach, we know what to do. We know how this is going to work. And so, it's a familiarity, and I think it gives our guys a little extra confidence too, because they know what to expect.
Well, I was talking to some other people from other towns. One of the things I like about our team is we got pretty good speed in that back in the defensive backfield too. We got guys that can cover, got experienced guys that can make plays. Our line may not be the biggest, but man, we get a lot of penetration, especially from our ends and even our D line. And then the backers are just sure, solid tacklers. And so it's kind of an exciting matchup, I think, to see, especially with how much they go to the air and the Lakers do on the opportunities we have.
Yeah, no, and I think it kind of it matches our strengths match up well with what they want to do, and that's kind of been all year when we face teams that want to play in space and do those things. We've matched up well and done good things, and I feel confident that those guys are going to be able to go back out and do those things, and we're going to put them in a position where they feel confident and where they can be successful. And it is a different animal the way as spread as they are. They take the spread offense to an extreme with the splits of the offensive line and the amount of empty sets that they get into. Since Coach Pitts took over, I guess he came in when I came in. They've kind of got into some one-back stuff and run the ball a little bit more than they did when Jeff was there and I coached against him at Washington. But it's something where you gotta prepare, and it is a different animal than pretty much anything you see all year. So our guys in the back end, I'm confident in, and they played hard and they played a good job all year. And some of those things where as spread out as you can get some of the offensive guys into packages, and we can roll things and do a little bit of different things than you can against the normal traditional offense.
Well, so then we take a look at what they're going to have to do, and that's one of the things I really like what we've been doing with our offense is it's really hard to game plan for because you don't know who's your weapons. I mean, they know who the weapons are, but can they plan for all of the weapons that we have?
And that's the cool thing about the way we do it. We got the it's a triple option offense with a little wing team mixed in, and then with the passing game stuff is new to me. We've thrown the ball way more than some of the kids I talked to at Washington. They look at it like, Coach, you're actually throwing the ball. Like, guys, if we'd have had the dudes, we'd have done this a long time ago. But it's fun, and it's like we talk about every week. The 6 eligible guys are all eligible and all part of the game plan. And we're going to get involved in different ways, and it's kind of one of the things where I tell them every week that one of you is going to go off. I don't know who it is. They're going to try and dictate something, and we're going to find an answer, and one of you guys is going to have a night. And each week you can tell each team has a game plan to try and take somebody away, and somebody seems to find an answer and be there. And then we're just going to keep rolling with that and keep trusting those guys to be unselfish and know when their number's called, it's time to go be the guy. And it's been working for a while now, so we'll just keep trying to keep it rolling and keep that momentum going.
You definitely want to do that. Look excited about Saturday night or Friday night, 7 p.m. Make sure you come out here to the stadium. Got to have you. Got to be loud. Got to be ready to go. And by the way, folks, when I say, hey, it's third down Bulldogs, that's your key to stand up on your feet and then get loud, okay? We got the digital scoreboard. It'll say get loud. And that's kind of, again, I don't want to go back to the basics 101 and kind of tick off the fan base, but, I'm going to say it on the PA. Coach, you probably hear me down there. I've heard Coach trying to get the crowd going on some stuff. So, hey, Bulldog fans, let's go with this and let's have some fun with it. It'll be a good time. Trust me. Before we get out, let's look at some of the sponsors. Again, Angie Reese, MVP Apparel, keeping everybody in the Bulldog swag. Appreciate everything she does. Yeah, we know Dan Collier, State Farm. He's not a good neighbor. He's a great neighbor. And he's going to be a great neighbor on that sideline over there, hanging out with the Camden coaches as they run the chain gang. So good to have Dan on board. Phelps County Bank, bankers by day, Bulldog fans by night, 100% employee owned. mypcb.com. Go visit them. Easy for me to say. Juan Skills Academy just did a good workout with Ethan just the other day. Two-time All-State Bulldog. Incredible job on his development, the way he focuses on skills and the small skills. And what I like best, I'm gonna give a little extra shout out. It's concepts, and I know that's a big thing. That's right. It's not just about how you block, but it's like when you block, and the approach you take on it. And it's about where they're at, where the defender is. There's so many intricacies to it, other than just going up and just man man out.
It's like little details.
Yeah, and he does it, and it's always about the why with him. I really love that. So appreciate that. And Ryan Clark at Big Lots, again, sponsored Big Lots Big Dog of the Week. This week it was Mason De La Garza and Jack Morozowitz. So again, thank you, Brian, for that. And I got to give an extra special shout out here for Jackie Morozowitz with In Full Bloom. Did help us out with some backdrop for the wedding this weekend. So, man, Jackie, appreciate everything on that. And the last thing, Trey Brown, my middle son, birthday today.
Oh,
22nd birthday. So, hey, Trey. Did not bring along any of the pictures to put up. I've already put some of those out. I don't want to embarrass you too much on that one. So appreciate that. So last question, Coach. Last week we talked about candy. And this week I want to know about what was your favorite Halloween costume as a kid? Or as an adult, maybe.
That was the kids were talking about it. And I was like, guys, I think I've dressed up one time since I was in third grade, and that was in college, and it involved me losing a bet, or I didn't lose a bet, but I ended up getting a mullet, and I was Joe Derick for Halloween. That was fun. But the go-to when I was a little kid is I was a cowboy, and I had the big cowboy hat. Until I realized that cowboys weren't really a real thing anymore. I was going to be a cowboy. I was a little kid where Lonesome Dove and Tombstone, like my two favorite movies. I can still quote them line for line. So in all the John Wayne movies. So I thought I was going to be a cowboy. So I guess I'll go cowboy. It was either cowboy or football player, and then. There's not a long. It was cowboy football player, and then at 22, I was Joe Dirt. I mean, that's it. So I'll go with cowboy. Stick with the little kids, and there are a lot of embarrassing photos, but I don't think my mom knows where they are, so they're gonna stay there.
Well, we'll find out about that. We'll have to check on that one. Maybe we can have that for one of the follow-up episodes.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so Coach, man, good luck tomorrow night, 7 p.m. here at the stadium. Come on out. Let's get rowdy. Let's get loud. And let's make sure we cheer on the Bulldogs. They win that district game against the Campton Lakers. Coach, let's get it done.
Yes. Hopefully, we're sitting here doing this next week.
That's right. That's what we're here. We talk about that. Talk about the Lions.
Yes, sir.
And when would that game be played? Will that be on a Friday?
It'd be the next Friday, and we'd be at Elias because they're the 1 seed. So
yeah. All right. Well, let's take care of business on Friday night, and then we can have that conversation on that. So for Coach Derick Heflin, I'm Tom Brown. And from inside the huddle to the heart of the game, we'll see you next time.